deep inside a forest in Obihiro, Hokkaido prefecture in Japan. It's just me, a normal guy, just walking without so much noise of the big cities. No expensive clothes, no crowds around me, no cars, luxurious cars, no noise, just quiet environment, some trees, my bike here, some fresh air. I'm loving this rural part of Japan. And somehow, I've never felt richer and happier. A lot of mosquitoes here. You can see a cow over there. I don't know what's going on. Before coming to Japan, I used to think happiness would come after achieving a lot more in life. Having more money, having a bigger house, having the latest phone, being more recognized by people, having more success. So I kept telling myself, let me achieve one more thing and then I'm gonna be happy in life. But life has a funny way of teaching us lessons we never expected. So living here in Japan has really changed me a lot, and my mentality has really shifted a lot in so many aspects. And not because Japan is a perfect country, no, it is not a perfect country. People here also struggle in their own ways. They also get tired. They also worry about the future sometimes. But something about everyday life here made me slow down a little bit and think more keenly about myself, my future, about life and all that. So I started noticing things I'd not really noticed, things that I ignored for many years. I started noticing them. The sound of birds in the morning, the changing colors of the seasons, a quiet walk, after work, just a quiet walk in the evening, that cup of coffee. And I realized something important. I realized that the best moments in life are those small moments that you keep ignoring. And they don't really go viral, They are not things that you really need to post on social media to go viral, They are just those quiet, peaceful moments. Very beautiful moments. Huh? And maybe that's why many of us, sometimes we feel very exhausted today, with this life. A lot of mosquitoes here, sorry. So we are constantly chasing the trends in the world nowadays. The next upgrade, the next achievement in life, the next degree or certificate you're going to achieve, the next promotion, the next thing that is going to promise happiness into your life. But happiness keeps moving further away from us as we proceed as we continue following these trends, the worldly trends. So the faster you run, the farther it seems that happiness is going away from us. Oh, look at the forest. Very nice. The trees, very nice. Huh? Anyway, so living simply, having a simple life or living in simplicity does not mean that you're being poor, okay? It doesn't mean that you lack ambition or you lack, the ambition in life. It simply means learning the difference between what you truly need and what life is trying to offer or what people are trying to make you become. So these days, I learned to own fewer things than I used to, but somehow I appreciate the little that I have so far, and I spend less nowadays, so I don't need to, spend much to show that I have a lot. Yeah, I'm satisfied and contented with what life is offering right now. So I end up worrying less, and I worry. I end up worrying less. I compare myself with people less, and I try to compete against only myself. And because of that, I find myself smiling even more nowadays. And one thing I admire here in Japan is how many people find joy in ordinary moments in life, You find a grandmother just watering her flowers that she has planted outside the house, an old man who is quiet outside basking in the sun, or maybe fishing somewhere in a river, enjoying those small moments. You know, a small family enjoying a picnic and a cherry blossom during the spring season here in Japan. No rush, no competition, you know, just being present with your family or with your friends. Yeah, it feels nice. And that reminded me of something that we always forget, that life is not about arriving somewhere. It's also about noticing where you already are right now and appreciating the far you've come so far. So maybe you've been working so hard that you've forgotten how to enjoy today, the present moments that you have right now. So maybe you're always saying, I'm waiting for a better job, I'm waiting for a better pay, I'm waiting to go to a better country, you know, I need more money, or I'm waiting for the perfect opportunity before allowing yourself to be happy in this moment. I understand that feeling, you know. I'm also human. Sometimes I get that feeling, and I know you're also human. And I've been there too, you know. But if we keep postponing happiness, one day you'll wake up and we are going to realize we spent our entire lives preparing to live without ever truly living our lives in a happy way. Sometimes the richest life is not the one that has the most possessions, you know. It's the one that has the most peace of mind. And peace doesn't always cost money. You cannot buy peace with money. Sometimes it costs you slowing down a little bit and trying to understand yourself. Looking around, taking a deep breath, and, you know, calling your friends, walking in nature, laughing with your family, watching the sunset without checking your phone every 5 minutes to see what's trending or who is trying to call you or text you. Those little moments are very valuable. They are actually the big moments. So the forest reminds me of that every time I come here to take a walk. These trees you see around, they don't compete against each other. They simply just grow together as one, you know. They grow quietly, patiently, for a very long time, without complaining. And maybe we should do the same, you know. So wherever you're watching me from, whether you're in Africa, Europe, America, you know, Asia, or anywhere else in the world, I hope you always remember this, that your life doesn't have to look impressive to be meaningful, okay? Sometimes a simple life is a very beautiful life. Thank you for walking with me today with my bike here. And if this message spoke to your heart, consider sharing it with someone who might need to hear this. And until next time, take care of yourself and learn to slow down sometimes. See you in the next one. Ja matane.